My name is Robin Gonzalez. I'm a senior student here at UNLV, and I'm double majoring in political science and English. I'm here today to talk to Dr. Parker about my legal internship at Claggett & Skies Law Firm.
Robin, thanks a lot for coming to the studio to talk about the internship. There are an awful lot of students who are political science majors who choose that major because they're planning on pursuing a career in law, and one of the basic ideas about having that available is so that people can find out firsthand what an attorney does on a day-to-day basis. Has that been happening for you? Are you finding out a good deal about what Mr. Claggett does for a living and what that life is like?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've done a variety of different tasks from sitting in court cases, sitting in depositions where lawyers interview clients for official case records. I've sat in litigation meetings where Mr. Claggett updates the members of his law firm about the cases that they're tackling on in his law firm. I've sat in actual court cases where there's a jury panel delivering a verdict, in oral arguments where lawyers interact with each other and argue in each other.
What was it like sitting in on that trial? Is it kind of like it is when we see it on television?
It was exactly that, but it felt as if I was the only audience at that time, because I was the only student from UNLV there, and I was the only non-lawyer and a person who wasn't working for the law firm there. And it really gives you a good perspective, a real experience on how trials work, because it's not as glamorous as as the television series Legal Professions on television, I mean, but it gives you an insight into how they prepare for trial, and it's mostly about researching and doing different tasks to prepare for the trial, because the trial can take as long as like 5 to 10 minutes, but they've put in like 10 hours or 30 hours of work.
Tell us about that
trial.
word that you just used, research. Are you learning much about legal research as a result
I am.
of this?
I've actually prepared legal memos researching into state and federal cases for the lawyers for their cases. And
did you come into your internship already knowing how to do that, or did they give you guidance on learning that skill?
Well, as a senior student at UNLV, I've done research papers before, and I felt that really helped me going into that. But as soon as I prepared the first legal memo for the lawyers, they gave me feedback on how legal writing works, and it's much different than regular research paper writing, and they really helped me put that into the right format and prepare me to write legal memos for lawyers, because it's very different than actual like research paper writing.
Yeah, I'm sure that it must be. Is the internship having much of an impact on your own decision whether you want to pursue a career in the law yourself?
Yeah, I think it has really strengthened my desire to pursue a profession in the legal field. I would say that being in the personal injury law firm, it's really given me an insight into how personal injury works, and it deals mostly about people, real issues, real people, and their day-to-day lives, and how the legal profession affects their day-to-day lives.
Yeah. What's it like? You mentioned sitting in on depositions. Tell the viewer again what a deposition is, and as somebody who got to sit in on one or more of these, what you learned as a result of it.
Yeah, mostly I've heard, I've sat in a deposition or two, but I've mostly heard recordings of depositions, and it's mostly a bunch of questions that lawyers ask the clients, so that they could later on review that in an actual court. So it's like detailed question asking from the lawyer, so that they could record everything that the client says and cross-examine that later on to answers that the client gives when he or she is testifying in court.
And all that becomes part of the internal record that the attorneys are keeping track of.
Yeah, internal record and actual public records that the court publishes.
Okay. And we talk about this linkage between the classroom and the real world through these internships. You've taken some public law here at UNLV. Has the internship at all helped you to focus the book learning that you've been doing?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of applying all the skills that I've learned, all all the knowledge that I've gained from reading the books and from taking a bunch of political science classes, it's given me a real experience into how the legal profession works, and it's really given me a perspective on how the real world works for the legal profession and how the profession can affect day-to-day lives of real people.
How are you treated? I mean, you're just an intern coming in and working in this law firm. How do they treat you within the firm? How does that what's a day at the office like?
Well, I mean, actually, I get assigned different tasks when I'm around the office, and they're very patient with me. Actually, they teach me how to do different tasks, and they always sit me down and then talk to me and inform me on why they're asking me to do this, and then letting me know and like asking me if I have any questions so that I can learn more. They're actually very patient, and I think it's largely because of the relationship between UNLV and these law firms, such as the Claggett and Skies law firm. So it's really been a great experience. I mean, it's a learning experience for most of the time.
Yeah, you're kind of trading, doing work for mentoring.
For mentoring, yeah, exactly.
Mentoring experience. All right, well, Robin, thank you very much for coming to the studio today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And good luck with the completion of it.
Thank you.